tennis fights and cannot win everything.
The deal nobody has confirmed. The moment nobody can ignore. 6-1, 7-6. That was the scoreline when 20-year-old Alex Eala dismantled world number 8 Jasmine Paolini inside a roaring Dubai center court packed wall-to-wall with Philippine flags. And on that exact same week, while Eala was climbing 19 ranking spots to a career high of number 31, social media exploded with unconfirmed but rapidly spreading reports that Nike was preparing a deal for the young Filipina reportedly worth $75 million. Meanwhile, the current world number 1, who has worn Nike for years, was publicly complaining that her own kits were not going to be special. What happened next left the tennis world talking. Who Alex Eala actually is. Before unpacking the business story unfolding behind the scenes, you need to understand exactly who Alex Eala is, and why the biggest sportswear company on the planet is allegedly betting 9 figures on her future. Eala is not just another promising young player. She is the first Filipino to crack the WTA Top 100. The first Filipino to reach a WTA 1000 semifinal, and she did it at Miami in 2025 as a wild card, defeating Iga Swiatek and Madison Keys back-to-back. The first Filipino to win a main draw match at the US Open. The first Filipino to claim a WTA 125 title. Every single milestone in Filipino tennis history has her name written on it. At year-end 2024, she was ranked around 143. By December 2025, she had climbed to number 50. And as of February 23, 2026, she sits at a career high of number 31, the biggest ranking jump of the entire week on the WTA rankings list. Most players spend entire careers trying to do what she accomplished in 14 months. She trains at the Rafa Nadal Academy in Mallorca under coach Joan Bosch. She signed with Nike when she was 14 years old. And in 2025 alone, Nike gave her not 1 but 2 custom heritage drops, a Sampaguita-inspired hair tie for Wimbledon and a limited edition collaboration shirt with designer Georgina Camoisas. That is not hyperbole. That is documented fact. Nike has been positioning this young woman as a global face of the brand for years. Then Dubai happened. And the story took a turn nobody expected. The unconfirmed report that spread everywhere here is where this story requires honest framing. Circulating reports, unconfirmed, spreading across YouTube and social media, claimed Nike was preparing a massive contract extension for Eala reportedly worth $75 million. To be clear, this figure has not been verified by major outlets. Nike has not confirmed it. Eala's team has not confirmed it. The number is a rumor, but a rumor spreading with the kind of speed and reach that brands and agents pay very close attention to. $75 million. For a player with 0 WTA titles at the time. For a player who was ranked outside the top 30 just weeks earlier. And here is where the timing becomes impossible to ignore. These reports did not surface randomly. They exploded during the exact week Eala was dismantling top 10 opposition and climbing 19 ranking spots. Brands do not operate on coincidence. They operate on momentum. And Eala's momentum in that particular week was undeniable. Whether or not the $75 million figure is accurate, and it should be treated as unverified until confirmed, the underlying story it points to is real. Nike has been building something around this player for a very long time. 7 years of investment. Nike has been building toward this moment since 2019. Eala signed with the brand at 14 years old. That was not a casual endorsement arrangement. That was a long-term investment in a generational talent at the earliest possible stage. By 2025, Nike was giving her custom heritage drops that no other young player on the tour was receiving, the Sampaguita hair tie, the limited edition collaboration shirt. Reports from fans claimed her recent shoe drop sold out in under a minute. That precise figure is unverified, but the demand itself is documented and real. Nike does not create custom cultural merchandise for players they view as mid-tier. They do it for players they believe will define eras. What Dubai actually showed the world. Eala's Dubai 2026 run was not just impressive. By the numbers, it was historic. 3 straight wins over top 32 opposition. A dominant 6-1, 7-6 destruction of world number 8 Jasmine Paolini. Her first top 10 victory of the year. A career-high ranking of number 31, making her the biggest mover of the entire week on the WTA rankings list. She is not knocking on the door of the elite anymore. She is making it very difficult to keep that door closed. And then there were the crowds. Tennis media outlets have noted that Eala is already generating attendance and engagement that rivals or exceeds several higher-ranked players in certain markets, though precise comparative crowd data should be treated as reported observation rather than verified statistical fact. What is not in dispute is what Dubai's center court looked like during her matches. Standing room only. Thousands of Philippine flags. Overseas Filipino workers who had taken time off work to watch their countrywoman make history. The Eala effect is not a marketing slogan. It is a measurable phenomenon. Tournament directors are watching. Sponsors are watching. Nike is watching more closely than anyone. A 20-year-old with 0 WTA titles outdrawing established Grand Slam champions in live attendance and social engagement metrics. That is not luck. That is market power. The moment that explained everything. After her Paulini victory, Eala stood on center court, looked into the cameras, and asked the crowd a single question. "How many of you have prayed for me?" Her voice cracked. The flags waved. Thousands of Filipinos roared back. That moment, raw, humble, grateful, is precisely why Nike reportedly sees her as a generational investment rather than just a sponsorship line item. She is not just talented. She is beloved. She carries the weight of an entire nation every time she steps onto a court. And the fans who have supported her through every step of the climb are being proven right by events. Their belief was never misplaced. The other side of the story. At the same time these unconfirmed reports were spreading, Aryna Sabalenka, the reigning world number 1, two-time Australian Open champion, Nike's established flagship tennis athlete, was publicly expressing frustration with her own sponsorship situation. Back in November 2025, she told the press that her upcoming kits were not going to be that special. By the Australian Open 2026, reports emerged that her tournament apparel had already been made available to amateur players before the event even started, sparking fan backlash across tennis forums and social media. The optics were striking. An established champion feeling overlooked by her own sponsor. A rising challenger allegedly the subject of a 9-figure extension rumor. Nobody is saying Sabalenka is not still the world number 1. Nobody is suggesting Nike is abandoning a player of her caliber and track record. But when you see a brand pouring custom heritage drops and rumored 9-figure extensions into a young emerging player while the established champion voices public frustration, the signal, whatever its precise meaning, is hard to ignore. What this is really about. This story is bigger than Alex Eala. What we are witnessing is a broader shift in how tennis sponsorship money flows, and where it is flowing toward. For decades, the sport has been dominated by European and North American market priorities. But Asia represents over 4 billion people. The Philippines alone has 115 million. The Filipino diaspora stretches across the Middle East, North America, Europe. Everywhere tennis is played, there are Filipinos watching. Nike sees what the WTA is only beginning to fully understand. The next global superstar does not have to come from Florida or Moscow. She can come from Manila. Indian Wells is next. Then the clay season, Rome, Madrid, Roland Garros. Then Wimbledon. Then the US Open. Every tournament is another chapter in this story. The honest part. Let us be clear about something. Alex Eala is not invincible. Her Dubai quarterfinal against Coco Gauff ended 0-6, 2-6. It was not close. It was a reminder that a gap still exists between where she currently is and where the absolute elite of the sport operate. After the match, she acknowledged it directly and without deflection. Obviously, I think there is still a gap to the very top. But I'm really proud of the week. No excuses. No blame. Just honesty and pride. That mental toughness, the ability to absorb a heavy defeat and still walk away with her head up, is precisely what separates players who break through from players who plateau. She did not dwell. She packed her bags, collected her ranking points, and prepared for the next match. What the full picture looks like: a 14-year-old Nike signing. A 7-year investment. Custom heritage drops no other young player was receiving. A career-high number 31 ranking. Standing room only crowds packed with Philippine flags. Unconfirmed but widely circulating reports of a $75 million extension surfacing at the exact moment she dismantled a top 10 opponent. And on the other side of the conversation, a world number 1 publicly unhappy with her own tournament apparel. Alex Eala did not just have a breakthrough week in Dubai. She forced the biggest brand in tennis to show its hand in ways that are being discussed everywhere. Whether the $75 million figure turns out to be accurate, inflated, or entirely fictional, the underlying reality is the same. Something significant is being built around this player. It has been building for years. And Dubai made it impossible for the rest of the world to keep looking away. The girl from the Philippines is not waiting for permission anymore. She is collecting what she has earned, 1 ranking point and 1 sold-out kit at a time. Note, the $75 million Nike deal figure cited in this script is an unconfirmed circulating report and has not been verified by Nike, Eala's management, or major sports media outlets. All references to it in this script reflect reported rumors, not confirmed fact.